Joining me now, journalist and co-founder of Lift Our Voices, Gretchen Carlson. The White House just sees this as good fun, and and anybody who talks about it in a way that doesn't love it is a loser.
Well, welcome to the modern form of political messaging and the modern form of political propaganda. I mean, this is where we are right now with this. I do think it's an incredibly dangerous, slippery slope for journalists like you and me, because we're already up against the whole fake news mantra that happened in the last 10 years. And now you add in the power of AI. I mean, I think everyone pretty much knows that video is probably not accurate or true.
He doesn't actually know how to fly a plane.
He doesn't. And so far, he's not a king. But the reality is that AI is going to be a huge threat to the role of journalism in our society, because people are already questioning it. And how are you going to actually know what the truth is for unassuming people? It's going to be incredibly difficult.
It is interesting, though, to apply the Obama rule for some of this stuff. Like, if President Obama had done this, when President Obama wore a tan suit at a press conference in 2014, there were Republicans who were outraged that he wore a tan suit on a summer day at a press conference, that it was unpresidential. I mean, he wasn't posting a meme of him pooping on, anybody. It was just he was wearing a tan suit. And yet back then, that Republicans who like to claim the moral high ground back then were outraged.
Well, I think it's an understatement to say that things have completely changed. Look, I still believe that President Trump is an enigma when it comes to these things with regard to decorum. For a while when Vivek Ramaswamy, remember that name? He was running against Trump in the primaries, and he started to be a little bit like Trump with these sort of outrageous statements. And I thought, wow, this is really starting to rub off on other politicians. They're going to be able to get away with this. But then he quickly petered out, and Trump became the nominee. So I still believe that Trump is the only person to be able to not have decorum. Remember, people did not vote for him for this. They voted for inflation, economy, immigration.
Although some of this was baked in of, there's a lot of people who like that it's a big middle finger to, protesters or whomever.
I think the MAGA base. But look, I think the majority of the American public thinks that this is stupid and that this is disgusting. And as a parent, like you and I are, and millions of other people out there, what do we try and teach our children every day? To put poop on top of people?
I know a lot of 3-year-olds who would love.
They would think this is really
video,
funny,
right?
but I'm talking about just trying to be a parent. I'm actually really glad that my kids are past the actual impressionable age right now, because there's millions of people out there tonight who aren't. And that is the problem with all of this. How do you teach your children what is decorum when you have the President of the United States acting in this way? And it really lies with the responsibility of Republicans to speak up and say they're not going to tolerate it, but they won't.
Gretchen Carlson, thanks so much.